and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Europe. This is our third broadcast of the day. Hope you've all been having a great day and a great start of the week full of StarCraft. Because, of course, we have plenty of StarCraft available here, and we are live with our weekly dose of European StarCraft. And this morning, in the top left-hand corner, we have our Orange Protoss. Representing Team 3D Clan, it is F2Click. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the green Zerg player. Also representing Team 3D Clan, it is GgMaChine. And of course, I'm your host, Live VIP, and I'm joined by all these amazing players, by the plushies, by the people in the chat as well. Hope you've been all having a great time. Again, earlier today we were live with ESL Open Cup ESL Open Cup Asia, followed by the Stars War 11 EU and NA last chance qualifier, and now we're here with the EU Open Cup, and I'm gonna be ready for bed afterwards. I'm gonna be ready to pass the hell out once we do wrap this up. It's gonna be great. Usually I try to have a nap. Usually I try to sleep in between Asia and EU, but because of the additional cast that we had, and because I had to wrap up some other things, like the cast was not possible. We weren't able to do so, unfortunately, but regardless, we're here and we are diving into a pretty stacked bracket, as it usually is. !B in the chat to get a link to the bracket yourselves. Again, we have plenty of players that are among us and plenty of matches that are currently ongoing, and we'll slowly sift through it. We'll slowly go through the bracket itself once we do wrap up this series and once we get well underway in the tournament. For now, we're focusing on our ZvP. Of course, we're familiar with GgMaChine. He's a very young player, very young up-and-comer in the European region. Fun fact, I actually didn't know this, but a couple of years ago, before GgMaChine was even GM, went back when he was Masters, back when he was Diamond, he actually did compete in our tournaments, did compete in Duckling Open and Master Swan Open, so it's great to see that. I mean, we were just going over the stats the other day, and I was like, oh my god, that's our boy. That's GgMaChine. I didn't even know. Just adding another player to the pool of players that we had, again, in our amateur tournaments. And the goal of our amateur tournaments was always to kind of motivate players to compete, to improve, to participate, and to look to strive to achieve even greater heights. And there are players like Oreo, Starduck, and GgMaChine. Mixu is another big one. As well as Ricci, that have all been able to do so. So it's great to see. Really cool to see them kind of thrive many years later. Tis beautiful. Till then, though, we're diving into our ZvP. F2Click is a player that I'm not familiar with. They are teammates, so I'm sure they're familiar with each other. Maybe they practice, maybe they're good friends. Unsure as to their relationship, but regardless, they are at least teammates. And yeah, I'm ready to be introduced here to F2Click, as for the time being, it is going to be a Stargate opener into a Void Ray. Okay, not going to be an Oracle here from our Protoss, but a Void Ray instead. Now, the purpose of this Void Ray opener is to shut down the Overlords. It's to deny vision, to deny scouting of the Zerg player, to keep them in the dark as to what comes next. Could be Skytoss, could be Glaives, could be a standard opener instead. It could be anything after that Void Ray, as we do catch the Adept. Adept goes down. Big pick up the Adept does go down. Overlord Scout should be able to confirm the opener of choice here from our opponent. There we go. Oh, he's a D.Va enjoyer. Of course he is. But the Overlord does dive in. We get a Scout. We are now fully aware of the Void Ray that is upon us. The Overlord will fall. We do supply block GgMaChine. At the same time, though, we do get a kill on the Stalker. Not a bad pickoff. Okay. We lose the Overlord, but at least we get a Stalker. Ling's going to be backing up from here. Behind this, we're just redroning as heavily as possible, trying to break free from our supply block that we are trapped in. And I'm still waiting to see the take of choice. And what we followed this up with, that is a Twilight Council. That is a Robo. That is not a Forge. No Forge here from F2Click. This looks like Glaives. I'm not saying it is for certain. To be fair, the Robo throws me off. The Robo does throw me off a little bit, because typically we'd just be seeing additional gateways. We'd be seeing a Twilight Council and Glaives on the way. The Robo is a little bit tricky here, so we'll keep an eye on F2Click. Meanwhile, back at home, that is a safe Roach Warren timing. Around 4 minutes 30, so we're able to get our Roaches out on time, just in case it is going to be Glaive Adepts on the way. With the addition of the Robo, I'm feeling, as we're going for the Gateway Explosion, I'm feeling maybe Charge. Yep, there it is. A Charge is on the way. The reason why I say this is because with Glaive Depths, you don't need the Robo, you don't need the Warp Prism, you don't need to reinforce. You can just warp in back at home and send everything across the map. Meanwhile, Lings, they do move out here. They do shut down the shield battery. But when they get on top of the Adepts as well, yeah, the Adepts are warping in. And bearing in mind, because of the opener, because of the Void Ray, GgMaChine, he already has a safety Roach Warren. And hopefully he doesn't drone up too much. Roach speed is now on the way. We're still saturating our bases. We're not really making too many workers here. We're making 2 at a time. We're saturating, but there it is. 6 gates on the way. It's going to be 8 gates in total. 3 base all in. 3 base all in out of F2Click. You can see here, no gases. We've pulled out a gas in the main, pulled out a gas here in the second gas guys as well. Only 1 gas mining. Reason why? Because we only need minerals, because we're only warping in nothing but zealots. Pure zealots, a big charge base all in from the Protoss. And GgMaChine is not aware. Now, he's aware that there's aggressive potential, but I don't see many roaches. I don't see any roaches because there are none. Roaches are now amassing with supply blocks. 5 overlords are on the way. Here come the zealots. We need as many roaches as possible. There's a late reaction here from GgMaChine. Is it going to be enough? 6 more of these zealots are on the way. We are pushing forward. Yeah, we're collapsing on this position here. And again, the roaches, we need more time. We dive on top of the roach war. Not like this. We try to focus it down. Do we have a transfuse? We do. We barely keep alive a little bit longer. Roaches are amassing. Spine crawlers on the way. We can at least make Lings. And we should clean this up. No, the Prism Sieges. And it's going to be focused down. Big misstep there from F2Click. As we focus on the Prism, we can rebuild that Roach Warren. Roaches are still amassing, Lings as well. And I believe Roach Speed was denied. Yes, Roach Speed was denied. The drones, they try to catch the Adepts as well. Unable to, unfortunately, but we're going to be able to shut them down nonetheless. And now F2Click is in a rough position. Now we're taking gases. We can see 2 gases here at the natural, 2 gases here at the third base, and now we're pulling back into gas. We're reprobing. Fleet Beacon is on the way. Bold move here out of F2Click, trying to rush into carriers, into Sky Toss. Now, before we can think about that, we have to think about the army here at hand for GgMaChine. We're sending everything across the map. Roaches have arrived. Rolling on forward. That's a lot of zealots, though. The Lings, but they bust in. The wall is not a wall. Lings, they're breaking into the main base. They're breaking into the natural. Lings are coming in to reinforce, and we should be able to break through this line of zealots. Yeah, every zealot goes down. Probes are falling in the main base, one after the other. We're down to 30 workers. And counting. GG gets called, and GgMaChine will take game number 1. GgMaChine does take the first game, and yeah, again, when it comes to the build of choice, I'm not opposed to it by any means, but unfortunately the execution there was a little bit lacking. The positioning of the Warp Prism, the warping location as well, meant that there were no reinforcements. With an extra wave of zealots, do we break through? Maybe that is enough to break on through, but it's hard to say because we spent so much DPS focusing down that Roach Warren that we had lost every single zealot by the time the Roach Warren went down. I think that was quite worth it in the end. And oh, I just realized that I don't have the correct title. My apologies. I will get right on that. Sorry, I thought I'd fixed it. My apologies here. Hold on. I'm getting there. So we are loading into our next game. And let me just quickly... There we go, let me just quickly fix that up, and there we go. We're diving into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our orange Protoss player. Also, I think I misspelled the name. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our orange Protoss player representing Team 3D Clan. It is F2Click. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the green Zerg player representing Team 3D Clan as well, leading the series 1-0. It is GgMaChine. Let's go. ZvP does continue, and hello there. We are not going for a drone scout. We are going for what looks to be a proxy hatchery. Drone is going to be skirting around the edge here towards the left-hand side. It is going to be a hatch first opener out of GgMaChine. Everything looks as it should, but we should be coming in for that hatch block. And there it is. The drone heads right into the natural base. The probe is not quite here to stop it, and the hatchery is on the way. That is a 3 hatch before gas and before pool. You could argue a bit of a greedy opener, but it is designed to disrupt the opener of the Protoss. And there we go. Boys are being pulled. Second gateway's on the way. The Zelda is being fronted as we speak. And eventually, we should be able to shut this down. We should be able to force a cancel. But by the time we do, GgMaChine is going to be happily droning up. Now we have the gas on the way. Now we have the spawning pool on the way. This is delayed, like a delayed spawning pool, delayed gas geyser, but it's well, all in good and worth it if we can delay the economy of the Protoss. That is 6 probes that are not mining. 6 probes just force off the mineral line, force the DPS down that hatchery, and a big delay on the Nexus. We do force a cancel. And the drone is going to get the hell out of there. Oh, as we try to delay the expansion a little bit further here. F2Click long distance might... a bit of miscontrol there with the probes leaving the natural base. Hopefully they do come back at some point. As we will eventually be able to expand. Actually, we prioritize 2 adepts, so we're chronoing out 2 adepts as we speak. We have yet to take our Nexus. Probes are still chilling here outside the main. And yeah, this is just a really big disruption for F2Click. It didn't just delay the expansion, just delay the economy, but even here, just again, because the situation is so awkward and so brutal, we're making mistakes. We are making mistakes here, and that's a lot of workers not mining. And we are going for a big counterattack with 2 adepts and 2 zealots. Again, we're hoping we can maybe bounce back with this push. So this push should be forcing out zealots. Sorry, should be forcing out lings, should be forcing out queens. Should force a big reaction out of the Zerg player. And we'll see if it's going to be enough here. If we can break through and even get into a mineral line. We're still not mining, no. Por favor. Not like this. Still not mining, unfortunately, as we are going to be slowly pushing through. Do manage to get on top of the queen here. Good, nice zoning from the zealots. Send the army away. Queen is going to be falling. We do focus it down. Good surround on the zealots themselves. The F say do deny mining here at the natural. Not too bad zoning wise, but the zealots have now gone down. And now we can dive on top of the army. Link speed is on the way. We catch the adepts. No, they do get caught. They get caught out. They get shut down. And now we're going for a massive Ling counterattack. And the roads are still not mining. The natural base is still getting underway. We're getting into our tech. It's going to be a Stargate. There's nothing behind. There's no warp gate. Oh, there's no warp gate. There's nothing behind the Stalker. This Ling run by, it's going to get a kill on the Stalker and maybe be able to break through the front door. Like, this is brutal. There's just nothing here. There's no reaction. Now we're walling off again. No warp gate. Void Ray is going to be on the way, but it just started. Which means I do think we will bust in. We will break through. Stalker does go down. We're focusing on the gateways as well. Remember, there is no warp gate, so there are no reinforcements. There are 0 army units here for F2. And we break through both gateways. Can we wall off? We can't. No, we can barely not wall off. We break through into the natural base. The first Void Ray is going to pop out. But we are dealing game-ending damage here. Void Ray does reveal itself. We're stutter stepping our hearts out. We're losing probes. So many workers going to be going down. We wreak havoc in the main base. We're trying to drone drill. Oh, but it's not going to be good enough. And we're down to 9 workers after 7. Soon to be 6. Soon to be 5. We're down to 4. Fun fact, the only workers left are the ones outside the base. These 5 workers are the only ones left. That's all we do have. And we're going to come across them. No. Oh, wait, we're pulling back. Yo, the big brain plays. We knew that we would be busted, and we knew that we could save these workers for a rainy day. And boy, is it raining. It's it's wet, Papi. It's wet. As the Oracle does get across the map, is going to be able to get a bit of damage done here, as there's only one queen to defend. Getting a lot of drone kills, actually. Oh my god. Good amount of damage dealt. That was 7 drone kills in total. That was in addition to the Adept harass earlier. Void Ray does arrive. Queens are amassing. We'll be forcing back that Void Ray. At the same time, Lings are across the map, and yeah, they're just making sure that there's nothing here going on. They get into the main. There's only a handful of probes left, and we're focusing them down one after the other. No! We had some survivors, now there is 0 probes remaining. Void Ray forced to recall. Now, F2Click, he can make probes. Oh, we're dancing! We're dancing! And yeah, I mean, the writing is on the wall here. There's nothing left. There's an Oracle that's out of energy. There's one Void Ray as well. And from here, we can just focus down all the buildings. And hopefully we don't force GgMaChine to focus down all the buildings, but I mean it's happened before. As we do get a kill on the main Nexus, it does go down. From here, we can just make Lings. Honestly, like, we can just mass Lings. But GgMaChine, he's got his lairs, taking his gases. From here, we can head into a Spire or even a Hydroden, either or. Both would work well here in this situation, as we're focusing down the Stargates, getting the pylons. The question marks are real. And there it is. GG gets called. The GgMaChine will take the series 2-0. GG. And thankfully, we don't have to kill all the buildings. Thankfully, we won't be going for the elimination, but we'll take it nonetheless. Congratulations. My condolences to F2Click. Again, you could see that F2Click was very frazzled. He was very frazzled from the hatch block, from the proxy hatchery. And he was making mistakes. He was fooling the boys. He didn't have warp gates. He delayed his gases. Like, there was just so much that was going awry. And that's sometimes what can happen, especially when you're introduced to a scenario that you're not used to. And with that, GgMaChine will snowball out of control, does take the win. Congratulations, and we'll be following GgMaChine into his next series. Oh boy, let's go. And he already has an opponent ready and waiting. I need to slip into some DMs and make sure that I don't get left behind. Where exactly are we?